Are you confused about which treks to choose in March and April? In this video, what I'm doing is zeroing in on 6 treks that you must do in March and April. Now, springtime means rhododendrons in the Himalayas. These are flowers that bloom especially in the Himalayas and a few other pockets in the world, but these bloom only once a year in March and April. So my entire list is going to talk about treks where you can see the best of these flowers. So I have a beautiful list. Let's get started. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swathi. Before I get on to the topic, I don't know if you know, but every week I send out a personally written email to all our trekkers. Right now, over 3 lakh trekkers get these emails and they love reading it because that's what they tell me. It's not like any newsletter. It is full of trails, tips, new updates, first invitations to new explorations. So my recommendation, go sign up for it. The link is in the description below. The first on my list is the Ranthan Karak trek. Now, I know many people may disagree and they may not even have heard about this trek, but this is the beauty of what we do at Indiahikes. We explored and documented this trek just 2 years ago, and even we didn't know what a beautiful trek it is, because it is one of those treks that is a king of rhododendrons. Because when we went in March and April, we were astounded by what we saw. We had seen treks with rhododendrons earlier, but what we saw here was different. It was an incredible density and volume of rhododendrons that were not seen, and you saw this right within 2 hours of starting the trek from Namik. The entire clearing is covered with rhododendrons, and you continue to see this on day 1 and day 2 of the trek, where you have pink, scarlet, purple. It's a mountain full of colors. So that is what you get to see on the Ranthan Karak trek, and it has so many other things going for it, which is these beautiful clearings, big mountain views of the Panchachuli and the Nanda Devi ranges, which you don't see from the Garhwal Himalayas because this is in the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand, and you don't see any crowds on this trek because it is that new. So if you're actually that discerning trekker who wants to see rhododendrons, who wants to appreciate the mountains in springtime, Ranthan Karak is the trek to do, and that is why it is very intentionally on top of my list today. The second trek is what we would call the queen of rhododendrons, and that's the Deoriatal Chandrashila trek. Now, Deoriatal is also one of those extremely rewarding treks for very little effort that you put in, because right on the first day, within the first half an hour of trekking, you're going to be seeing your first rhododendrons. It is not very dense on the first day, but you will start seeing them around you. The icing on the cake is on the last day, especially the stretch between Khopra to Tungnath. Your mind is going to be blown in that section because you're surrounded by these red and pink rhododendrons, and look in any direction and you're going to be seeing rhododendrons. And if you're going in that peak season, which is in the beginning of April, that is when you're not going to see this at any other time of the year, and you're not going to see it anywhere else, and that is the Deoriatal Chandrashila trek. It also has other things like this very rewarding summit climb to Chandrashila and the beautiful Deoriatal lake. So it's a very well-rounded trek, and if you're a beginner, this is the trek I would recommend out of this list. My third recommendation is another very well-suited trek for beginners, and it has so many things going on, especially rhododendrons, and that's the Brahmatal trek. So Brahmatal, you would not really hear it too much in a classification of rhododendron treks because not many people have seen it blooming. But you go near the Gujraini campsite or the Khorurai campsite, and these forests, they are filled with rhododendrons, and these are those enduring pink rhododendrons. You will see them blooming all around the Goechala lake as well. So it has a very nice pink rhododendron setting going on throughout the trail. But this trek also has a couple of other things going on, that is these 2 lakes of Goechala and Brahmatal, and fantastic ridge walks with a view of Trishul and Nandaghunti. For a trek that is easy moderate, the only easy moderate trek on this list actually, it's a very rewarding trek, and I wouldn't recommend missing out on it, especially if you're a beginner. So moving on from this list, I was talking about the Western Himalayas so far, especially Uttarakhand, and I don't know if you know, but the rhododendron is the state tree of Uttarakhand, and these treks are perhaps the reason why. But now we'll move to the Eastern Himalayas, which is also a region where rhododendrons are very celebrated. And my first trek is in Nepal, where rhododendrons are the national flower. So my trek recommendation is the Khopra Ridge trek. Not many people have heard about this trek. It's not as famous as EBC or ABC circuit, but it is in the same region as the ABC trek because it is in the Annapurna National Park, and you are going to be seeing a very, very grand show of mountains on this trek. But in front of the grand mountain show is this beautiful show of rhododendrons on this trek. So Khopra Ridge is where you'll see very different rhododendrons from what you saw in the Western Himalayas, because here you see big trees with rhododendrons, and you'll see them lining the mountainside just below, just at the end of the tree line, I would say. You see big red rhodos, pink rhodos. It's very fascinating to see how different they are. I'll admit not many people have done it, but this is a trek that needs to be seen and spoken about because it deserves that same recognition as ABC. Next on my list is a trek lots of people are probably waiting to hear about, and that is the Sandakphu Phalut trek. I think Sandakphu is one of those treks that is known for rhododendrons because this entire belt of Sikkim, West Bengal, Darjeeling is known for rhododendrons, even Arunachal Pradesh. But since I'm picking treks only from the list of Indiahikes treks, Sandakphu has to make it to this list. Sandakphu is not a trek where you see big volumes or densities like Ranthan Karak, but it's a trek where you see a variety of rhododendrons. You'll see right from around the Samandan campsite. You'll also see on your ridge walk on the Singalila Ridge, and within the Singalila National Park they've identified around 18 species of rhododendrons, so you can imagine why it's celebrated for rhododendrons. And if you have trekked in Sandakphu in any other season like autumn or winter, then I hope you use our repeat trek policy and see it in spring, because Sandakphu is not just rhododendrons. You see so many other flowers blooming on this particular trek. You'll see a very different side of it. So make sure you go there in March, April and take a look at Sandakphu. The last trek on my list has to be the Goechala trek in Sikkim. Goechala has been recognized and is one of the most historically iconic trails known for its rhododendrons. Whether it has blooming rhodos or it doesn't have, it is known for its lovely paths through rhododendron canopies. So this trek is also a place to see a variety of rhododendrons, perhaps more than Sandakphu, because in this trail alone there have been around 30 species of rhododendrons identified. So on this trek you will see different colors of pink and purple and white and yellow rhododendrons, which are very different from most other places, because on this trek you're actually climbing higher than most of the treks I've suggested here except Khopra Ridge. So you're going to see a very different variety. You're going to see big trees, you're going to see dwarf rhododendrons, and you'll see them blooming in shifts almost from the end of March. You'll see them a little bit in April, you'll see some of them towards the end of April, even in May. So that almost any time you go here in spring, you will see some rhododendrons or the other blooming. You'll also see these lovely magnolias blooming, which are huge flowers, and that itself is a sight to see. So March and April is one of the best times to capitalize on your experience at Goechala, because it has so much of other things going on, especially that climb to see this Kanchenjunga range in front of you and the sunrise on it. So that is one of the best treks to do in March and April. Keep in mind it is a difficult trek. You have to be fit to be able to do the Goechala trek. So this is my list of the best spring treks to do. I know I've focused a lot of rhododendrons, but when else will you see rhododendrons? So there are a lot of other treks that I've had to leave out, like the Har Ki Dun or Kuwari Pass and Dayara Bugyal. But if you ask me which I would choose, I would choose where I get to see the best of that location in that time. So this would be my list of choices. If you have any other suggestions that you would like to share with our trekkers, then put in a comment below of what is the best trek you have done in March and April. I think that will add a lot of value to trekkers who are watching this video. But that's all from me today. We'll be back with more soon. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swathi.